Hey everyone, welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Melanie,
And I, Sean.
watch and discuss every single freaking episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and discuss related themes that may or may not relate to our lives. Tonight we are talking about season 3, episode 15, Consequences. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. If you are coming back to us, welcome back. A reminder that Sean is a longtime fan of the show and has watched it since its first airing and loves it. And this is my first viewing. So we're coming from two different perspectives. If you would like to leave us a review, you can do so on your streaming platform of choice. You can drop us a line directly to our email, thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. So, usually when we start off, we're talking about a topic related to the episode. But tonight we want to talk about our ideas for another contest to celebrate the fact that we've been doing this podcast for a year, unbelievably. And that we're finishing up season 3 soon, right?
Yeah, we got 6 more episodes after this one, I believe.
Okay. So we are going to name this one in honor of our newest Slayer, Faith, and we're going to call it the 5x7x5 challenge. And this contest is going to be where you get to write a haiku. Here's the rules. It needs to follow standard haiku format: 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. The topic needs to be related to season 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And you need to submit it to us by end of night, December 31st, 2024. We will review all the entries and announce a winner probably the first week of January. It won't take us that long.
Yep.
You can submit to us either email, or can they submit to us privately on the Discord server?
Yeah. If you're on Discord and you want to send us a message that way, we'll do it.
Yep.
We'll get an entry that way.
There you go. So good luck. We hope we get lots of entries. If you're not familiar with what haiku is, Google it. I will read you the one that I just wrote. Here it is. Get ready for greatness. Balthazar is great, always soaking in his tub. Pull off his kneecaps.
It's amazing.
The end.
Amazing to do.
So have fun, and I can't wait to see them.
And again, the email address, if you want to submit your entry that way, is thesunnydalediaries@gmail.com. And there will be a prize for the winner.
That's right. We will get
A
some
fabulous
awesome prizes. Okay, so let's just get right into this episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Consequences. We start with the previously on, and here's my recap. Giles is fired. There's a new Watcher, Wesley. Faith is a bad girl. Buffy tries to be but is not. Guys in tunics. Sapphic dancing. Murder.
You got it.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
The scene that opens is water flailing, going down into the water. It's Buffy. Dead Alan from the last episode is pulling her down into the water.
Mm-hmm.
She manages to get out of the water, and then Faith is there and pushes her down into the water.
That was a good dream sequence.
Yeah, and then she wakes up. It's a dream. That was pretty good.
I also liked her sheep pajamas.
We've seen those before, I think.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I also noticed
good pajamas.
I also noticed when she was getting up out of bed, she still has that stupid crochet pillowcase.
Yep.
Crochet. She goes down the hall to, what is that, Joyce's room?
I think that's Joyce's bedroom.
Okay. And Joyce is watching the news, and they found Alan's body. So now it's going to be a big investigation. The mayor is doing a press conference saying they're not going to rest till they find out who did it. Here's my question about this scene. What time is it? So Buffy was like deep asleep in dreamland and wakes up.
Yep.
Like she was well asleep. So she
Yeah,
was
yeah,
asleep for a
yeah.
while. Figure she goes to sleep at like 10 p.m.
Yeah, on school night.
on a school night, 10, 11. Although later on, I think she says she got home at like 1. But okay, she goes to sleep. She gets up from a dream. So what, like 2, 3 in the morning? And Joyce is like, oh, hey, you're awake.
Listen, she has all sorts of weird hours at the gallery. So sometimes she's up late at night,
Hey, you want some
and the
waffle?
news is on. The local news.
Yeah.
Really, she has
So I'm like,
nothing.
is it just early morning and really dark? And she's watching the morning news? Is she watching the late night news? I don't know. This show is crazy. What is this show? And then we get the credits. Um, then we're in the library. I like Buffy's hair, I gotta say, in this scene. Her hair and makeup throughout this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
on
that kind
point.
of updo thing she's got going on.
Hmm.
Buffy or Wesley wants Buffy to look into what happened. Um,
And Buffy is like, we normally don't look, and Giles is supporting her. We normally don't do things that are not supernatural,
right,
but
right.
Leslie is pretty insistent.
Yep. And Faith is there. Um, she just
Came to
chose to be
school
at
that
school
day.
this day. She's there and she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. We'll look into it.
Whatever you want,
Yeah,
boss.
whatever you want, boss. Yeah. Um, and then let's see, Giles thinks it's a bad use of Buffy's time. And then Cordy comes in for her little cameo. She needs some Freud and Jung books.
Hmm.
And
At least
Wesley is obviously smitten.
that is the exact word I put in my notes.
Yep.
He is.
Until Giles walks by and under his breath, she's a student.
You teach psychology. I hate psychology.
She's a student. But Cordelia is definitely scoping him out too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Uh,
yeah.
I laughed hard out loud when he said, "I'm here to watch girls."
Yeah.
Did you happen to see Giles in the background hand stamping the books with the doodle? Yep, 90s.
Oh man. So then Buffy is trying to tell Faith they have to tell what happened. They need she's on the right side of this. She wants to do the right thing. Faith is then saying, Buffy, you're a part of this, which
He was
she
there,
was
but she didn't.
there. She's not the one that committed this crime, but okay. And she's going to go down too. If Faith goes down, she's taking Buffy with her. Um, So then Buffy finds Willow in the hall lounge.
That's what it looked like.
I
Yeah.
don't know. This school is weird. Wearing her cute overalls and her sneaks. Uh,
Rookie.
Willow is obviously upset that Buffy is spending so much Slayer time with Faith. But again, she's sympathetic. She's a good friend. Um, and she mentions that she's working with the Michael the Warlock guy to try and derat Amy. They're still trying to derat Amy. Poor Amy in her
Yeah, I
habit
forgot.
trail. Then we see there's a police scene. Angel's lurking in the periphery as he does. Um, and I made a note that like this is like the next day, a couple days later. I don't know, but that blood on the dumpster is still wet and bright red. Did
Yeah, yeah, it was
you have
very,
anything with
very.
that?
I noticed that I didn't write it down, but I did notice. Yes, that it was very very fresh looking.
Yeah. We're at the mayor's office now, and he's shredding, and he's bummed because usually the shredding cheers him up. It's
I've
fun.
been there.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Um, he's upset. He's not upset that Alan's dead so much. More upset that Alan left a paper trail about what's going on in the mayor's office.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, Mr. Trick is there and has the bombshell file showing that Alan had some wood splinters in his wound.
Ouch.
Yeah. And so now we know that it was the Slayers, and now the mayor is happy because they're going to pin it on the Slayers. Cut to Buffy and Faith breaking into Alan's office. Faith shows momentary remorse about Alan, about killing him, but then snaps
Yeah,
right
there's less.
back to
Yeah.
her little sarcastic denial self.
Yep.
Right. They notice that the files are empty in the cabinet. Somebody's already cleaned out the files. That's not good for them. And then Buffy and Faith, they see the mayor and Trick in the hallway as they hide. Let's see. We're on street set number 3, the perfectly clean street set. Buffy and Faith are debating what happened again. Faith thinks it's okay that they killed this one probably bad guy because they've done a lot of good and saved a lot of people in their duties as slayers, right?
Yep.
Um, then she says, we are slayers and we are built to kill. So in Faith's
Yeah, Buffy's
in,
not seeing it that way.
yeah, in Faith's mind, it's all the same thing, right? It doesn't matter who you're killing, you're killing. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
and it all gets her jazzed up. Um,
Yeah.
and then Faith says that they are better than others. Yes, better. This girl's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And she says nobody's going to cry over one bystander caught in the crossfire. And Buffy is unconvinced. This whole episode is just Buffy looking upset. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
she's got the same look on her face. It's all upset and sad.
It's not a face. It's not a full blown face crumple,
No, it's not a
but she's
crumple.
upset.
It's not a crumple.
At Buffy and Joyce's home, Joyce opens the door and there's a cop there. The
Mhm.
wonderful cops of Sunnydale. He didn't shoot her, so that's good. And he's questioning her at the same time. Faith is being questioned. Their stories do not align.
Nope.
What did you watch? Infomercial. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely watched some infomercials in the '90s,
It
but
was
I didn't go over to my friends to watch an
I
infomercial.
don't know. They were entertaining.
Did you have a favorite infomercial?
No. No. Do I remember a lot of infomercials? Let's see. I remember the one that got parodied on SNL that was Cher and Lori somebody talking about. I don't even remember what they were talking about. Was it weight loss? Was it hair products, face products? I don't know. Then there was the spray on hair stuff. I remember that one.
DHL.
Yeah. The Ron Popeil. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah, he did a lot. Did you have a favorite infomercial?
the Ron Popeil pasta maker.
The pasta maker? I don't remember the Ron Popeil pasta maker.
So many times, like it would be like just like background noise while I was doing homework.
Okay. Did you ever own something that you bought from an infomercial?
Maybe the first George Foreman grill that we had was purchased through an infomercial.
Like you called up and ordered?
I possibly,
Wow.
or I think at that point they started to have websites on them. So I think I would have done it through the website because talking to people on the phone,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Um but the police they don't take her in or anything, right? They just
because they're useless. They're like, okay, we ask questions, we're going to leave
I mean they
now.
haven't caught on to Joyce yet. They um
Yeah,
as the police are leaving Faith's, Angel again is like just in the background stalking and behind a little phone booth thing. That's the phone. That's Buffy's contact number. The phone outside the motel room. Buffy is over at Willow's, and Willow immediately is like, I've been letting things fester. I want to be fester free. And she starts pouring her heart out to Buffy. And then Buffy's face crumples and she cries and she tells Willow everything.
yeah.
And again, Willow, as soon as she starts crying, Willow's like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." It's like, oh, poor Willow.
Willow does ask Buffy, like, is Faith in shock? And I wanted to get your take on that. Like, is Faith in shock, or does she truly not care, or somewhere in the middle?
My opinion on where Faith's head is, or like her
Yeah,
true nature,
where her head is,
I think
with this murder.
I think deep down she knows that she was wrong, because there's a couple times in this episode where she does have a moment where you see her face change and she has a little remorse, but then she snaps back, and I think she's just very defensive and doesn't want anybody to know that she has any kind of vulnerability, because she's that edgy badass chick,
Hmm.
right? Slayer. um so Willow tells Buffy that she needs to go talk to Giles about this,
Yep.
even though Giles is not her Slayer anymore and
Yeah, but between the
they're
two,
friends.
yeah.
So then we go to the library and Buffy is there and she's about to tell Giles, and he walks out. He walks out of his office and Faith is there. And
Plot twist.
Faith, I know this one got me, Sean. It did. It got me. She's like, I already told him what you did. I was like, what?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
And he's like, yes. And Giles doesn't want to hear it from Buffy, and he's like, go, thanks, Faith. Just go ahead and go home. And Buffy, I need to talk to you. I was like, oh my god. But no, he didn't believe Faith. He just wanted her to think that. He knows Buffy didn't do it. He knows. Um, Playing a double agent. He says that this has happened before. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens.
Sometimes you
Yeah,
accidentally kill a
sometimes
man.
it happens. A guy gets staked. What are you gonna do? Well, what you're gonna do usually is the council investigates and they'll issue some kind of judgment and punish if necessary. But Giles says he's not going to involve the council this time, which, I mean,
They're not talking to him anyway.
would they even listen to him if he did? I mean, he's fired. like, like I'm going to go back to the hospital that I worked at 5 years ago and be like, hey, this system you implemented, it's a bad idea.
And then Buffy says, I wrote it down exactly. Maybe one of the guys can talk to her. Do you think by one of the guys, like, did she specifically mean like males, like Xander or
Or does she mean
Angel,
somebody
or
else in the gang?
group? Yeah, because I'm like, none of the. She doesn't know that Xander and Faith have a connection. I just thought it was weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I think at that time period when this was filmed, she probably meant
One of the
one
group.
of the group. Yeah.
And then who's standing out in the hallway overhearing this whole
Wesley.
conversation?
And how can he hear that? I mean, he's well out into the library. They are in the office and they are not speaking loudly. They're like very quietly speaking. There's no way he hears that.
And he called Quentin
Hmm.
Travers.
And he's like, I need to speak to Quentin. The code word. The code word is monkey. Just put
M.O.
me
Just
through.
really.
That's pretty funny. So now we're in a classroom, I guess. And
I thought it was a lounge, which I didn't know.
what's that?
I thought it was maybe some kind of lounge, but I wasn't
Oh,
sure.
who knows in this school? Giles, Xander, Buffy, Willow, they're discussing. Oh, so Giles has said, don't tell anyone else. And then they're in this room and they're all discussing it. So I guess at that point, the only one who didn't know was Xander. But they're like, oh, yeah, you might as well tell him. So they're talking about what are they going to do? Maybe they need to have an intervention with Faith, but no, Faith is too defensive. Buffy was pretty friggin' defensive at her intervention, so
Yes, she
I don't know what the
was.
difference is. I guess Faith might stake you. um, so they need to have a one-on-one approach, and then Xander volunteers, and everybody figures out what happened between Xander and Faith, and then I feel so bad for Willow, even though Willow's got Oz, and they went through that whole thing. Blah 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 blah. I still feel bad for her.
But why do you feel bad for her? To me, she has like they're not together. What? I'm not saying it's wrong, but like, what right does she have to be upset about this?
I think it's more. I mean, you're right. Let me preface this by saying you're right. You're right. But I think, she's already been dealing with Faith, her feeling like Buffy has taken Faith's side over her. and kind of grown apart. And so now this is another one of her very close friends that has this weird connection with Faith, or this other connection, and maybe she's feeling a little, just in general, sad,
Okay,
but
I'll
also
take it.
because she's had feelings for him. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but you're right. But
Go back.
girls do weird things, Sean. Right? So
I know.
let's file it under that. Um, and then Buffy says, "No, Xander, you shouldn't, because she's not going to take you seriously. You're like a joke to her.
Yeah,
I mean, she's not
harsh.
wrong, but then it's really awkward in the room, and Giles is like, okay, you guys just go research instead. We got to go research the mayor's files." Cut to the '90s sad acoustic song playing. Willow's alone in the bathroom stall crying. Xander's alone, sad in the library. Faith is sad in the motel. Everybody's just sad. And then Xander shows up in the motel. Anyway,
And then he made me mad because like he's talking to her, about this. Ooh, did you hear that Long Island come out?
I
He's
did. I
talking to
heard it. I
her.
heard it.
I've seen how you are post slay.
Yeah.
That so you're blaming her basically. That's
Oh.
how I interpreted
Oh.
that.
Okay.
Like it's your fault because that's just how you are. That annoyed me.
I mean, he's not wrong.
But she's not. She was not out like with the intent of killing the
She's
man.
got to use that energy somehow, Sean. There's going to be some penetration either way.
That's going in the highlight reel.
Oh man. Okay, so then let's see. Faith, uh he's trying to talk to her. She denies what she did. She's trying to say, it was Buffy, and he's like, "No, I heard that version." Right. Yeah, and I've seen how you are. Um and she just keeps insulting him, but he's like, "I'm just going to stand by you. I'm your friend. I'm going to stand by you." And then she's like an asshole to
Yeah,
him. Really,
yeah,
really
big time.
just snide and just not nice. And then he says he thought they had a connection, and she just throws him on the bed. And then she says again, "I see, I take, and I forget." Oof. And then she starts choking him. She's like, "I'll make you scream and I'll make you die." And then she's choking him.
And it went on for a while.
It did. It did. Um, and then she gets knocked out by Angel, the stalker, who, good thing he was there.
Yep, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yep.
And then we cut to the mansion, and she is chained up against the wall.
Hmm.
And she's like, "No, we were just playing around."
You forgot the safety word.
Yeah. She's like, "Safety words are for wusses. Safety words are not for wusses." I'm
No,
going on
they just
record. I'm going on record. And Angel's like, "I just want to talk," but it's like talking to a wall, right? Doesn't
yeah.
want to hear it. Buffy is there too, kind of off to the side. But Angel's like, "No, you don't need to stick around. This is going to take a long time." And so she's like, "Well, I'm going to go get some of her clothes. I'm going to go get her toothpaste and toothbrush."
I'm gonna root through her hotel room,
Yeah.
motel.
Yeah. Buffy still has faith that Faith is gonna. She has faith. Buffy still feels like Faith is gonna come through this, and she's gonna come to her senses and come back to the light, Carol Ann. And Angel says maybe not. She's taken a life, and she has a taste for the killing now. Oh, I don't know. To be seen. Um, the mayor and Mr. Trick see the security camera footage of the Slayers in the office. Um, and then we cut back to Angel and Faith again. Angel is giving her some hard truths. He says, "To kill without remorse is to be a god, but you're not a god. You're not much more than a child." I think she heard him when he said that. With
Yeah,
the
yeah.
look
I
on her
think he was
face.
getting her. Yep.
Yeah. And he says, "You can't imagine the price for true evil." And then she hits him back with some more snarky attitude. Again, it's like these glimpses of humanity and um, not good naturedness. That's not the word I'm looking for. Vulnerability.
Vulnerability. Yeah, there was a
They're
chance
very they're
if.
very short lived though.
Mhm.
Um, Angel says he believes there are people who want to do right but make mistakes. They just get up and keep trying. And if Faith can trust them, things can change. Um, Enter Wesley with a big old cross. This guy seems like an idiot.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. He's just getting in the way. He's
yeah.
not helping. He's got a cross and his council thugs to beat up Angel. He takes Faith um, on order of the council. They're going to investigate and pass their judgment on Faith.
And cuffs her.
Cuffs her. Yep. So again, he takes the cuff off the wall and puts the cuff on, and they take her into the council van, where she very quickly manages to get the upper hand.
Yeah, that was really
It
fast.
was really fast, and he's like, tighten up her cuffs, which is dumb. Like she's got metal cuffs. She's pulling against the metal, uh, whatever you call it,
Her
ring.
through.
Like she's not going to get out of that. Slayer strength or not Slayer strength, she's not going to get out of that. And he's like, tighten those cuffs. And she puts her foot on the guy's head. I'm going to pop it like a grape. Gross. But come on, they couldn't have gotten out of that. All right, whatever. So Wesley unhooks her, uncuffs her. She jumps out of the moving van
Yeah.
with the, again, unlocked doors, not very secure. She just pops right out of that van, hits the road, um, and she's outie. Back at the mansion, Buffy comes back with Faith's clothes and finds Angel in a net that he, for some reason, can't break out of.
It's made of really tiny crosses.
It must be. It must be. The intermittent powers in this show are very frustrating to me.
I'm with you.
Yeah. They're back at the library. Everybody's there. Buffy wants to intercept the council. Willow makes a good point. Like, why? Why? Just let her go. I mean, obviously, this is where she belongs. She needs to be, checked out. And then Wesley enters to say that she escaped. Good job.
And Buffy's gonna go to the docks because that's probably where Faith
Oh
is.
yeah. That's where. Well, because Faye said that earlier, right? Like I could just get on a boat and be gone. That's easy. So yeah, go to the docks. So we're at pristine docks at number 15.
We haven't seen the docks in a while. I don't think we've seen the docks since the
Well,
judge.
they've been covered in tarps and swept daily. There is nothing. There's no dirt anywhere at those docks.
No,
You
very
could
clean.
eat off of the ground. But because Buffy's not going to give up on her friend, and Faith is like, I'm right. We don't need the law. We are the law. She's out of her mind,
Yeah.
right?
She's losing it.
Um, and I made a note. P.S. I hate that Faith keeps calling her B.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was thinking that.
come on,
Yeah,
B. Oh no. The nicknames on this show.
that's what you call your nephew.
That is true. I do. Oh,
It's very different though. Very
very
different.
different. Yeah, it's very different. So let's see. They're arguing, and then I kind of missed this. Like all of a sudden, some crates fall.
Yeah.
The-
His clock's Buffy. I think Faith like gets out of it
She
just
pushed. I
it's
think
just
she pushes Buffy, or she pushes Faith out of the way, and Buffy takes the brunt of it, and she's kind of trapped under the crates momentarily. Mr. Trick is there with his thugs, and they attack. Big fight scene. Buffy gets up and fights Mr. Trick. The stunt people in this scene are very evident to me. But that's okay, whatever. Mr. Trick is winning the fight. Oh man, he's choking Buffy with her own scarf.
yeah, I couldn't tell if it was her own scarf or if he run an ascot.
Hmm, I'm gonna say it's hers.
Okay.
But
Uh,
at the very last minute, or Faith is kind of just watching, but then all of a sudden you wonder if she's going to help, but she does. She stakes Mr. Trick. And okay, this is a staking uh, issue where
Okay.
well, he has time to say, "Oh, that's not right."
Yeah, yeah, I thought that.
It's kind of like in Avengers where when Spider-Man gets uh, blipped, but he has time to like fall down and go, "Mr. Stark, I don't feel good. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't want to go." Where everybody else is like, "Stat."
I almost just gave away a huge spoiler for later on. I'm glad I caught myself.
Oh man, did you guys catch it? What was it?
No, I didn't even say
Write to
anything. I
us at
just
the
almost.
sunnydalediaries at gmail.com. Tell me what he was going to say. Okay, so Mr. Trick is dead. He's gone. What's
Yeah.
the mayor going to do now? Now we're at the library with Giles. Faith didn't leave town. Buffy is not going to give up on her.
Hmm.
We've
At the
got-
mayor's office,
Mhm,
he's closing up for the night.
mhm,
Opens up his door, and there's Faith, and she
mhm,
tells him that he killed Mr. Trick,
mhm.
and ends it with, I guess that means you have a job opening.
What?
Bet you didn't see that
I
coming.
didn't. She's going to go work for the mayor? Wow.
Pouring his root beer.
Maybe. Help him shred his papers for the ascension. All right, that's really interesting. It's a
Hmm.
good twist.
I remember the first time I watched it.
Yeah, and you went, "What?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. How many stakes are you going to give this one, Sean?
I originally wrote down 3, but I'm upping it to 3.5.
All right. What made you change your mind?
I just think just talking through it some more, I didn't feel it was worthy of just middle of the road.
Okay.
Yeah, the twists really is what
Yeah,
moved it up.
the twist of Faith telling Giles that Buffy did it, and then of Buffy at the or Faith at the end going to the mayor. Good twists.
Yeah, yeah,
I
very
will
good.
give this one 3.25.
Okay.
Favorite line?
We didn't talk about it, but when Cordelia and Wesley meet, and she walks out, and he goes, "She's cheeky."
Oh, yeah. Mine was the same scene. She's a student.
Yep.
The delivery of it was good. I liked it.
Yep.
Um,
Um,
what is next, Sean?
Next, we have season 3, episode 16, Doppelgangland.
Doppelgangland.
Yes.
Oh, Doppelgangland.
Yes.
Hansel. Hansel?
Hansel. What's it about, Melanie?
Doppelgangland. Well,
You're gonna
so a
like it. I'll
doppelganger
say
is somebody that looks like you.
it.
And gangland. Doppelgangland. Everybody's going to have a double.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, yeah. It's going to be like some kind of otherworldly thing, but everybody's going to have a double. And so there's going to be a fight scene where Buffy is going to be fighting against like Xander, like otherworld Xander, but she's not going to know if it's otherworld or real Xander. And the two Xanders are going to be standing there and going, "I'm real Xander. No, I'm real Xander." Doppelgangland.
I like
All
it.
right, thanks.
Yeah. You
Uh,
want to tell them about the
let's
socials?
talk about the socials. We are everywhere except for and Snapchat. We are at the Sunnydale Diaries. We also have an email, as we've mentioned, the Sunnydale Diaries at gmail.com. And we have a website, the sunnydalediaries.com, where you can find all of our episodes. You can also find a method to join our Discord server. I'm still fuzzy on the whole Discord thing and all the terminology that is related to it.
So to join a server, you need an
Yeah.
invite. So what we have on the website is a link, which is the invite. Like normally, like you would set if you're just like inviting like a friend or something, you could set like an expiration date on the invite. I didn't do that,
Okay.
so anybody who finds the link is welcome to join.
20 years from now, if you want to join the Discord server, we probably won't be around. You are
I'm
welcome
still
to join
bringing
it.
still up.
you,
You're welcome to join
you will
us.
also find a link to our 2025 Jenny calendar. And you'll find details for the 5x7x5 contest that we just announced at the beginning of the episode. You got anything else, Sean?
No, I think we covered it all.
If you would like to leave us a review, please do so on your platform of choice. If you'd like to reach out with anything, feedback, suggestions for discussion topics, anything we might have missed in our discussions, we'd love to hear from you. Pass the word around. Tell your friends. Tell your local librarian. If you're out at a bar, strike up a conversation with the person next to you.
Have you watched Manhattan Melodies? I mean, the Sunnydale Diaries?
That's right. All right, you guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.